So the VW Polo, to get this first bit off, we can actually get our fingers under here and pull forward to pop the frame off. Or it's got two little indents there, you can see. So you can get a flathead screwdriver and pull it forward if you can't ease it forward. And that just pings off. We don't need that anymore, we can put that to one side. This one is held in by 4 T20 screws. So it Torx 20 size. I've already unscrewed them. And then the display just comes off nice and easily. Unplugs here. The blue plug, I believe, is the GPS aerial. And this is the display plug. You can unplug that and we don't need that anymore. Okay, so that can go in there. That's only for the screen, this screen display. So if we're putting in a new screen, we don't need that one. Unplugs as well, push tab. That's not the GPS, forgive me, that's it's something else, we don't need it. It's the CVBS that's also not required from the new screen. So we can actually put these two completely out of the way, tuck them down there, and you don't need them again. Now the next part is the glove box. Now, you might have the easy one, which is just at this point, you'll see different plugs. You'll see the plugs to plug in your big black plugs here provided. And you can just plug it straight in and you're good to go. So if you have the nice easy one, then that's good. Very simple, it's pretty self-explanatory from here. Otherwise, skip ahead because we're going to look at the model here, which has the glove box unit. Okay, so the actual stereo head unit itself is located in the glove box, where it says Volkswagen infotainment. So that lifts up, and there's the actual stereo unit. Okay. So you'll notice the two indents on the left and right corners. Got to get something thin in there to click it open. Now you can get these keys, Volkswagen release keys. You can get them about £2 on eBay, £3 on eBay. If you get stuck, let me know, I can have some sent to you. So you'll need two of them, and we're just going to put one in each corner. Start pulling it forward. I'll do that now. So once you've got your keys in both ways, you'll hear each of them click. After they click, they should lock into place, and you can start sliding it forward and inserting them that way around. Now, you'll notice after a certain point, it won't come out any further. Okay. And that's because that's as far as it goes, and then the wires are pinned into place back here to stop it moving any further, which is incredibly helpful. So we take this side off. Yeah, they obviously didn't want you changing the head unit easily. Now, it's a bit tricky to show on the camera. First, you want to see this bit here. That's one of the clips that's holding the wires in place. So you want to loosen that first of all. Take a flat head. Okay. And we just want to wiggle that clip off. Okay. So I'm pushing forward. And I've just pushed it forward, and I've pushed it off the plastic where it was held on. Okay, so that's loose. Now, see, there it is there. You can see the clip more easily. Okay, so that's been pushed off, and that's now loose. And if we give that another try. See, it does come forward more now. Not quite enough. Yeah, not quite enough. And that's because it's still being held in place with one other point, which is more tricky to show. Let me have a closer look, and then start the video. Alright, so I've now loosened it all the way, and all I did was grab hold of this. See, that's where it was clipped in. This what we just released the clip. This harness here, okay? So what you need to do is give that pull forward like this, pull it right down. See, now it's completely loose, and now there's loads of slack. That was what was stopping the unit coming forward. So you've got loads of slack now to pull it right out. Okay. Now it's still going to be a little bit tight. But you need to release this quad lock plug on the left, and there'll be a tab on the bottom. I'm reaching for the tab on the bottom, push tab. And after I've pushed it down, see, I've released it now, and that's what we're looking at, quad lock plug, and that's the tab there. Okay, I know I can't see it very well at the moment. We'll see it a bit better in a second once I've removed the other plugs. So you've also got these push tabs to remove. Yellow, pink, white is the FM aerial, and the black is the DAB aerial. So we've also got to push these tabs and wiggle these plugs out as well, one by one. So I'm going to do that now so we can get on to wiring the new unit. Okay, so white one, black one is the DAB. So we can remove this unit completely now, okay? We don't need it at all. Still keep hold of it in case you sell the car. But we don't need to put it back. It's easier to leave it out because we can use this space now for easily running the new cable. Okay, so the screen back there as well, we don't need that. So because we've got the glove box unit, we're looking for this extra long wiring harness. It's about twice the length of the other one. If you've just got the basic stereo, at this point, obviously you just use the short one and it plugs straight in. Just make sure you keep the CAN bus box, okay? And also make sure that these red and orange wires are not plugged in. If you leave these plugged in, the screen will remain on and you won't be able to turn it off, and it will drain your battery. So make sure these are unplugged. They're only used for setting up the units, but our units arrive with you preset, so there's no need to plug this in. Anyway, back to the long cable. You've got the glove box unit, you need the longer one here. Still need to plug our CAN bus decoder box in, but we can do that at the end. Okay, so leave that there for now. Open this up, and the idea is to plug it in here, so it connects to that big black one, and you're passing the plugs. So this end, which goes into the unit, you're passing that up to the screen location from underneath. Okay. So what you can do, you can actually grab hold of these plugs, pull the whole lot out. All right, here they are. That's a lot easier to work with. And now, all we have to do, obviously get this so it's not going to be dangling loose, but remember you've still got the clip here to use, so you can clip this on somewhere new. And then all you've got to do is reach the long harness from here and pass it up this hole here. Okay? Pass it up that hole, it's open, so you can pass it straight to the screen location, nice and easily. And then we also want to do that for the white FACRA. The white one is the FM aerial, and you'll notice you'll also have an extra long cable here to plug that in and plug into the screen. You don't need the pink and the yellow ones, they are redundant now. And we have the black FACRA, which is for the DAB. Now, if you are connecting this up with a DAB plus receiver, which is, the cable for it is here. Obviously that's going to need to plug in here. And then that's going to have to reach up through that hole as well to connect to the USB port for the DAB. If you're not using the DAB, leave that black plug alone, and all you need is the white one for the FM aerial and the big black one for everything else. So that's it for that. We're going to plug that in now. Okay, I've now passed those cables to here. And you'll see my big black one just down there. It's about as far as that reaches, then I've plugged it in. So I didn't really need to use much of this extra cabling length, to be honest. And then that's secured back there. The black DAB plug, and that's there as well. And then the white plugs for the FM aerial. They're also there. Oh, hiding them there. Now, you only use one side of this. So people message us asking, there's 2 holes, why have you only sent me 1 plug? You don't use the second one. It's a dual diversity, so they link together. So all you actually need is that side, the side with the tab above it. So that's where I've plugged in this one. My long FM aerial plug is ready there as well. So all of our plugs are ready. You notice an extra little black and red one there. Don't worry about that. Ignore that, it's not needed on this model, it's for other models. So it's just the remaining cables now to plug in, which are the USBs, etc. I'll go around the other side of the car and then finish off the video with the last bit of cabling. Okay, so the rest of our cables here. Got our USBs. I'm using one of them for my DAB. So you'll notice there's a 6-pin one, 6-pin and 4-pin. Both USBs, but only the 4-pin can use wired Apple CarPlay. Okay, they can both use wired Android Auto. Just the 4-pin for wired. As you'll be using wireless, it's not really that important. So I'm going to leave that one here to connect to my DAB Plus receiver. I'm going to make sure that this CAN bus box is now plugged into our harness. So that plugs into this one here. Now, excuse me a second. On hand today. So it's plugged in, ready to go. The other spare USB, I'd probably see, because the factory USB port doesn't get retained on VW models, so unfortunately that won't be working after installation. But you've got our USB there to replace it, and I'd normally pass that up through the hole we use for the rest of the cables. So in a little hole here, and then you can see it coming up there. Okay, so it's my USB cable there. I'll just position that, tuck it under the trim or something. Out of the way. You don't need these test cables, just for testing, setting up. The blue plug is the GPS aerial. I've taken the sticky off. You can stick this anywhere, literally just stick it down on these flat black plastic, nice and easy. Don't overthink it. Same with this one, you can stick straight down there as well. Those are ready now. And you've also got this one, which is mainly for the SIM card holder if you use it. Otherwise it's for the microphone if you're using a microphone. So that's what that is for. Probably put the SIM card holder in the same place, the rest of the plugs in the hole. And then if you are plugging in a microphone, I would route it. Let me put it up here. If you don't like it sticking out, you can usually pull this forward a bit and tuck it underneath so it's not visible. And then I would just run the wire down here through the side bit underneath the steering wheel and pass it to here. We've got a separate video for installing a microphone, which you can look up. So I'm going to leave that for now. Probably don't need a microphone in a VW Polo, to be honest. Anyway, it's quite a small car. So you can skip that. That's for boosting the FM signal and extending the length. We don't need that in this car. And the final thing is just our reverse camera adapter. So if you're doing a reverse camera, that's where it plugs in. If not, it's still good to plug it in so you don't lose it, because you might do one in the future. Okay, so I've got my cables ready now. I'm going to move on to the last part, which is putting the unit into place. So now I've plugged in everything into the back of my unit. Just to recap, we've got the FM aerial, got the main power plug, you've got the plug for the microphone, which I've plugged in here, good measure. CAN bus plug. This has only got 2 wires, but it's very important this is plugged in. If this is not plugged in, you will not get steering wheel controls. So if you don't have steering wheel controls, 99% of the time, this is why. It's our most commonly asked question, where's my steering wheel controls? This has to be plugged in. Okay. 2 USBs, 4-pin and 6-pin. 6-pin I've got hooked up to my DAB Plus receiver. 4-pin and the SIM card I've got down here. And then my aerials, blue for GPS, pink for Wi-Fi. And it's all plugged in, ready. You'll also have this in the kit, 2 silver bits, and you have to match which one fits your stereo. So if you have the one that, like that one, that's what's going to fit there. If you've got the other kind, it's going to be more obvious that the other one fits. So you take the one you're going to use. If they're not clipping on very easily, like these ones aren't, it will be helpful to just get something like this and just squeeze them. Make them a bit tighter first, you know, and that way they should hold a bit better. So go around the edges and do that with each one before you fit. So you've got the one you need, and then you're pushing it onto all these little clips to keep it in place. It's a bit fiddly because it doesn't really stay in place from just pushing it onto these clips. You have to kind of hold it in place as you push the whole frame onto the right place. So yeah, it's a bit tricky to do one-handed. I'm going to leave that bit last just to show you. And putting it back onto here, you'll have these metal hinges all around the edge of the frame, and they're in the same places as the factory one. Okay, so it's the exact same things on the factory one, and they're like little hinges, little clips that hook onto these bits. Okay, so they hook onto these little notches the same way the original frame did. So I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit fiddly because you've got to get them all to line up and clip onto each of the notches. But just take your time, be very gentle and careful not to break anything. Obviously these clips can be fragile, so just take it easy. If you've got the glossy black frame, it seems to click on a lot easier. This matte black one, you've got to be a bit more gentle and careful with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that clipped in now for us to finish up. If you're struggling to fit snugly, I've found that cutting off these extra plastic pieces on these sides, obviously you don't need them on the new frame, because they might be giving a bit of resistance against the frame. So I would just snip off any unnecessary plastic bits like these, just like that, just to try and get it as snugly as possible. Okay, so as you can see, a bit of perseverance and patience, and you've got it all lined up nice and snugly, all the corners nice and tight. So I know it was a bit fiddly, but persevere with it, take it easy, and you'll have it snugly fitted. Okay, let us know what you think of this one. If you do have any questions or concerns, anything specific you're not sure about, please reach out to us, and we'll see you on the next one.